Alright, welcome back to Brennyn Sabar, where everything is fine and there is nothing wrong with the moon. Okay, so that's not the moon. That's the server icon. I'm just gonna... Okay, that's better. We are very close to... I hesitate to say done, but certainly very close to passably usable here at Palms Ahoy. We've got a couple of buildings over on the end here. I want to put in one over there in that empty space, but we're very close. I've put in this building in between takes that doesn't have anything in it currently, but is there. I'm not really sure what's going to go in here. It's a fairly big building, but I got this thing in the back and a couple of archways, and I don't know. I'm going to play that one by ear. This might be like an administrative building or something. I'm not sure. I don't know what other buildings we really need at Palms Ahoy. But we've got this row of buildings here, and I have some ideas for these. And I think I'm just gonna do this one. So while the time lapse is running here, I'm gonna monologue for a little bit about what the actual implications are of Palms Ahoy nearing the finish line. So the 5th season of Brennyn Sabar, which it probably isn't actually the 5th season, but we've all collectively lost count and just decided to call it the 5th season. It's run a little longer than I originally anticipated, but also sort of hasn't. For a couple of reasons. I mostly, when I started the server, just had the idea of what if I just don't reset the map? Just like, what happens if I leave the server running as long as possible? And I think Palms Ahoy is a pretty good answer to that question. Now, what I did not realize at the time was that I would be starting that about a year and a half out from what would be a fairly major overhaul in terrain generation, to the point that the map we're on now and the map that you would make if you created a world with this seed in the most recent version of the game are unrecognizable from one another. So with that in mind, I basically decided, well, okay, when this update comes out, I guess that's when we'll reset the map. I'm working on a new version of the Datapack anyway that's not really compatible with this one, and I guess I'll just that's when we'll do the reset. And then 1.17 got split off into 2 updates for some reason. Instead of just delaying the whole thing, they decided to release a half-baked feature incomplete update. That's another story. But none of the world gen changes were in 1.17. So I'm sitting here with a data pack that isn't updated for 1.17 and a new data pack that isn't compatible with the old world. So I just update the server to 1.17 and I say, okay, well, 1.18 comes out, that's when the update's going to be. And then they split that off again, so the Deep Dark, which was supposed to be in 1.17 and then supposed to be in 1.18, gets split off again and is now in 1.19, and I am sick to death of playing the, oh, there's new world gen changes? Let me go 20,000 blocks out and generate new chunks and try and maybe find them. I'm sick of playing that game. So I just decided, okay, when the Deep Dark comes out and 1.18 is out and all these other changes are out, that's when I'm going to reset the map. And that took longer than it should have, and then also didn't take as long as it should have. And basically at that point I just decided, okay, if I'm going to keep having to wait for this update to be finished, I'm just going to say, when Palms Ahoy is done, I'm resetting the map. Screw whatever Mojang thinks. And apparently the philosophy of screw whatever Mojang thinks was the right one to have at the time, because they have made some design choices and development choices in the last several months that have made me not fully on board with continuing to create what are essentially free advertisements for their game. But that's another story. So I have to pause now because me, who was making the montage, has something he needs to say, and then I'll be back. I miscounted somewhere? Huh. I don't know how I did that. So I guess basically in short, I I realized at some point in this whole process that I've been screwed over a lot by maps resetting at times that were inopportune for me. Um, and I sort of realized that I have supreme executive authority to make sure that doesn't happen with Palms Ahoy. And on top of that, the development cycle being as ill thought out as it was just sort of gave me an opportunity to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to actually finish a project. I'm going to finish Palms Ahoy. I'm going to bring some people in. We're going to have a grand opening at Palms Ahoy, and that's going to be the send off for the map, I think. So I basically I'm going to get it finished and going to be done, I think. I've almost got the new data pack finished. The scope, with all of these delays, the scope of what is now in the data pack has far expanded beyond what it was. So that's exciting. And yeah, and that's the end of the montage. I sort of ran out of talking points 5 minutes ago, so I'm just going to end it now. Okay. I had some minor mathematical concerns there. I don't know how the hell I managed that. I measured it out. I specifically noted it was 13 wide when I put it in my test world, and then somehow that didn't parse, and I ended up designing something that was 12 wide. Technically 13 wide with the awning, but I didn't think the awning would be part of it. So I don't know how I screwed that up, but we've got a little room around the back. I might put in like a fire escape or something back here. It's fine. But other than that, I think it turned out not half bad. I need to get my shulker boxes out here, and I need to actually put in the interior, but I'm going for like almost like a bakery, I think, is what this is going to be. That's one of the things that Palms Ahoy is missing in terms of food service. I put in, if we go back over here, I'm going to go off on a slight tangent. I did one more, finally figured out what was in this building at the end here. This is a coffee shop now. Because why not? I got like some sort of strange coffee apparatus. I don't drink coffee or anything with caffeine in it generally. Because, you know, you've heard me just normally. I don't think caffeine would be good for me. But, yeah, I don't know what a coffee machine actually looks like. But I think this is probably going to be some sort of bakery. We've got a lot of pastry-based foods, as we've seen. Available in the data pack, so probably going to have something like that. I don't really know what the interior is going to look like. I don't go in a lot of bakeries or in a lot of buildings in general, so I'm sure I can wing it. I got most of my interiors off of Google Images. This one doesn't have to be any different. I'd like to take the floor out. This is probably going to be wood or carpet or something, or some combination thereof. Should just move that beacon, really, but because that doesn't need to be there anymore. That was there so I could clear out the lake area for the Corsair's galley. But yeah, this is getting close to usable. I got a couple more buildings I'd like to put in next to it, but we're nearing the finish line on Palms Ahoy. And I'm sure overlaying the time lapse, I discussed the implications of that, but I haven't recorded that yet, so we'll see. I could just be making things up. Hopefully I remember to do that. Hopefully I remember to export the time lapse. Who knows? I'm easily distracted and I got a lot on my plate. But yeah, I think that's... Get out of here. That's not bad. Just need to figure out what... Need to bring this in a little bit more and figure out what the buildings next to it are. I think this is gonna... I don't know how wide this building's going to be, but something like... I also need to do the back. I didn't put a lot of detail into the back because you don't generally see that from the walking angle, but Palms Ahoy is a very three-dimensional space, and there are scenarios where you would actually see the back from, like, over here, for example, and I like that to be presentable as well, or see it from the water. You know, if you're in a boat that's somehow gotten over there. I also would like some boats at Palms Ahoy. I'd like not like wooden boats, but like actual like yachts or something out in the water, which is going to be tricky because I'm not good with round things, and boats tend to be kind of round. I think the volcano is pretty indicative of how good I am with round things. I mean, again, volcanoes are not known for their symmetry. They're just sort of there, but, you know, makes sense that they'd be lopsided. And again, I have to hide equipment in here, but I'm done defending the volcano. It's fine. It gets the job done, god damn it. I'm not a fan of that roof either. I might have to tweak that a little. One thing at a time. You definitely aren't going to see the shape of the roof from any of these angles, so it's the least of my worries. But yeah, there we go. I'm going to move on to the next project. I don't know what that's going to be. Hang on. Got it!
Oh my, oh my.
Nailed it.
Nice. Oh, so sorry, Jack. Okay.
All right, so I'm shooting this clip out of order, so please ignore any continuity errors you may find. But I have decided that this is going to be the movie theater of Palms Ahoy, where you can go screen whatever low-budget movies we can get the rights to. Yeah, so that's all there really is to say about it. I've got this little marquee here and the little lights, and I don't know what movies we're going to be screening, so I don't have any movies on there, but you know. And we got I put in this planter in the back. I don't hate it. And we got the extra set of stairs around the back so that your movie patrons can leave through the back and talk about the movie without spoiling it for all the people waiting in line in front of the theater, as I so often enjoy doing when I come out of movies. With the most recent Star Wars movie, I, of course, was discussing with Zacticon on the way out, and I said, wow, you know, I cannot believe that Chewbacca killed and ate the entire cast of Star Wars, and I like to think that at least one person waiting in line in front of me believed that. So, yeah, I digress. So that's the gist of it, and I'm going to show you what I did on the inside and then actually go inside so that I don't have to worry about continuity. Okay, bear with me. Okay, so it's sort of going for like a film projector, right? Where you got the big lens on the front and you got the tiny lens on the back and sort of the big reel in the middle. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's something. Can I? Hang on. Yeah, let's do like... Yeah, so it looks like it's at least supported. Can I maybe use... That's good enough. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so you got a little movie projector. You can kill the lights, and I should have used a glowing item frame for one of these. You can't put item frames on the front of these. I tried. Otherwise, I'd put like a glowing lens on the front. But I can... I don't really like that there, but I feel like there should be some light coming out of here. Yeah, like that, right? Not enough that you can see it from anywhere on the ground, but there's still, you know, clearly a projection coming through. And I was worried from the top that it looked like it was too far up, but from this angle, it really does, yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's pretty good. I got these little lights on the floor too. These are the invisible glowing item frames with just yellow glass in them, and I don't think they look half bad. Yeah, okay. That's not bad. Good on me. I did okay. Okay, that was fun. So you've seen some of this already. I've got this little, like, I don't know, turnstile. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be there. We've got the theater. You've seen most of this. These are just couches. You can sit down. I can't really separate the couches with the way that they work in the data pack, so they're just big benches. And there's a little there's a little projector up there, and little blocked off projectionist's control room up here. You can turn the lights off in the theater. You've seen all this already, I think. So yeah, that's where I'm at currently. Again, Palms Ahoy is not going to be a very interior-oriented place. I think by the time I'm done with it, I'd like to get it wrapped up soon. So, I'm not straining myself too much on the details. I'll probably screw around with those at some point just off camera, just to say I did. But I don't know about that. It's all a work in progress. But yeah, we're getting to a point where there's actually, and this actually feels like sort of an alleyway that not really an alleyway, but I guess just a regular street, and there's this big building at the end. It's a big event. Feel like I need something on the front of it, but I don't know what. Like, under normal circumstances, I'd have a window, but you don't really want a window because right in here is just sort of dead space. So, I don't know, movie posters or something? There we go. That was more hassle than you'd expect, but it works. That's the kind of movie you want to see at a beach resort, right? This is a stupid one. Speed 2, cruise control. We definitely can afford the rights to broadcast that one here at Palms Ahoy. So goddamn stupid. God, I hate making beacons. I'm at the point where I need a beacon to make the beacon. I'm not even still in range. It's just sort of there. Okay, here's the cutoff. Good to know. I think you've missed one of the latest additions to the island. This was your idea, actually. If I'm not
So it
mistaken.
must be perfect.
Yeah, good luck getting out of there. And we walked right by it and everything. I'm going to stand here and see if you find it. I can't even really see it from here, and I know where it is.
Is it the sea pickle?
No. No, you can't really see it from here. You might have to actually get in the water.
It's a lot of bodies.
Yeah, well, we got to keep them out of the books.
Oh my.
Yeah.
We'll never find him there.
Yeah. Anyway, Crab Shack.
Yes.
How about that Crab Shack? So, probably want a bar.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know how that's going to be useful. I got chairs. I don't have any bar stools, but I got chairs. All right, that's unnecessary, and you know it.
Is that Big Joe?
It might be. It might just be. Oh, Big Joe can't fit through the door. He's too big.
He's too big.
Had to make a second door for Big Joe.
There he is.
There he is, old Big Joe. Or, alternatively, he could also be Bob Stay. Because that's the other name tag I have.
Is it?
Yes. But I think he's going to be Big Joe. You wouldn't happen to have Frank Zappo, Taxi Driver in the Sky, on hand.
Boom.
I didn't really need that. I just needed these candles lit. Okay, that could actually burn down Palms Ahoy.
Could it spread from this building?
Yeah?
Nah.
No, we got deep roots under Palms Ahoy, you gotta understand. It could easily spread all the way down here, through the support structure. It could ignite the oil spill in the ocean.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Yeah. I think we need an offshore oil drill somewhere around here. Just right next to the island. Not even trying to hide it. Well, there we go. Big Joe's Crab Shack. No crab at all.
No. No.
None whatsoever.
No. Why would it? Why would it have any crab?
Don't be silly.
It's a crab-themed shack.
Yeah. Somehow less furnished than the Everclip barber and styling shop. What do you think these couple buildings are? This one's pretty small.
Do we have a wax museum?
We don't. It would just be the two statues.
This is not a building.
No. It could almost be the door to this building. Maybe this is where you have to take your shoes off before you go into the real building.
Right. It's like in Shenmue.
Yes, just like in Shenmue.
All of Japan.
Yes, that too.
Which is based off of Shenmue.
I don't think you're ready for what has come to the side stay bungalows.
Guess I'll find out. It's bamboo.
Check this out.
Oh no.
We got boats. I don't know how this guy got over here. We got an all-new premium beach.
Is that what this is?
Well, it's not premium, but it is a beach. This is the premium beach that we don't require membership access to, so that the regular customers can still feel special.
I see. Oh,
You immediately found the one that opens the door.
can you go through this
Yeah,
from
check this
here?
out.
Ah,
It'll close eventually.
there's the
Yeah,
The
you've already
yacht.
seen the
yeah.
prototype.
So Jesus here.
Had to make some artistic liberties to get the lighting right on these, because they're in international waters where anything goes.
Oh yeah. 12 campfires.
I had to level him up somehow.
Oh yeah.
can't open that or he'll get out. Yep. Yeah, we've got some below deck storage and lighting.
Oh yeah.
And they're all pretty much like that. I keep kits of all of these that contain exactly the necessary amount of materials.
So you can sell them.
Yeah, I've printed
we
up
sold
instruction
any
manuals,
boats
but they're
yet?
now obsolete. I actually sold an instruction manual to Dark Llama.
Just the manual.
Just the manual.
Ah.
And I did not provide him with the cipher necessary to decode it.
Oh!
There is a
You have
key
to buy
with...
that too.
Well, it's... So it takes slabs and stairs in different angles, but it's a top-down view only. So there's a key to what's an upside-down slab and what's a right-side-up slab, but I do not make that abundantly clear.
Ah.
If you look at it long enough, it makes sense, but it does require some explanation.
Yes. It's premium and all expenses.
Yep.
White.
Yeah. All expenses. Not paid, just expenses.
Yeah.
It's only expenses.
Yeah.
Come on down to what I like to call 8 frame per second alley.
Yeah.
The fully stocked and furnished hotel rooms as the first entry to the Palms Ahoy architecture was probably not our best idea. Welcome to the Back Beach Bistro.
These are all S's. That one's a beta.
One of those is a beta. Those both are actually capital
Are
and
they?
lowercase. Yeah.
Ah, well. Okay then. This is Bob's stay.
This is Bob's
yes,
stay.
he is.
Yep. Note the transom. Look, it's motivated this time, okay?
It is a transom.
At least you've admitted it. And from here you can watch none of the
Shouldn't
fish.
be, but it is.
Have you been to the coffee shop?
There are no fish here. Maybe. Is that a garage door?
Oh yeah. I thought I've shown you this. This is the
Does it open?
maintenance shed.
Oh my.
Here, hang on. Hold the button down for me. Alright, we're good. You can stop. This is
What is this?
This is
Does this
the
kill
maintenance
things?
hatch. No. It can, but it shouldn't. Oh, wrong button. Hang on.
I see.
This is so that when you have a villager in a boat, you can bring them around and get them. That does happen.
I see.
I couldn't quite get a 3 tall piston extender to work, so I had to improvise. But nonetheless, it's for moving villagers up onto the boardwalk without their permission.
I see.
We've got our smeltery output over here.
I did see that.
Yeah, the smeltery, of course, is accessed through the oven in the cafeteria.
Of course. Silver diner.
That's actually the forecastle.
I don't think that's how you say it.
So yeah, this stove here inputs directly into the big smelter. Don't put anything in there that won't cook because it will jam. I have to dig through the floor to fix it. It's not quite like Casey's, because Casey's has a filter.
I guess we don't have any tiny ghosts for ours yet.
Yeah. Got the coffee shop.
It's got a Tekken up there.
I guess that's what that is for you, yeah. I like that I'm using the paintings that I took from the texture pack that you used, and I didn't. And for some reason, I'm the only one that's using them. That's Pop Tropica next door. Don't do that. You're gonna break a record.
Yeah, probably.
Here, you can sneak out this window. How did you get up there? I see it. Never mind. Yeah, we got Poptropolis next door.
Actually, it's just Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
Have these been built somewhere on the map?
No. There's an importer on the website.
I see. Swing cycle.
Good old Eddie Leonard Laundry Band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Peel away the knife.
Yeah.
Duke Silver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We
Oh
do have,
wow.
space
Look at
available.
all these accommodations.
Yeah. We have quite a few of these areas above stores that doesn't have anything in it.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress. You've somehow miraculously tangled yourself in the volleyball net. I don't know how you do it. It's Panama Sam. I believe you've been introduced.
Yep.
Now, I don't believe you've made it to the botanical gardens yet.
Quite right.
They are over by Big Joe's Crab Shack. Which is, actually, should stop by Panama Springs first.
Uh-huh.
Which is, of course, next to the casino. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. Yes, we really do need more water features around here so that you can move faster, don't we?
Yeah, maybe. Panama
You
Springs.
can check your shoes at the shoe locker. Of course, have a premium waiting room. I'm pretty sure you've been in here, but
Oh yeah.
yeah. Our luxury relaxation grotto.
Grotto and relaxation should not go together. Oh, this is where they throw all the kelp.
Oh, these are
Trash
garbage bags. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you perhaps care for some Zen music?
Regeneration.
Yeah, it seemed
Oh
appropriate.
yeah.
For the shiatsu room suite. Here you can watch people gamble.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much of a...
Yeah, it would have probably been better if the window was on this wall, but then again, that is a hill.
Yeah.
I don't know what these are. We don't have like a fruit plate or anything, so these are just sort of popsicles.
Scented candles.
Well, we've got scented candles everywhere else. I don't know what those are.
Is this the jail? Oh,
No.
I
It's
see.
a premium experience. It's Scandinavian. I think it's very authentic. I
I'm
feel
sure
just
it
like
is.
the crime boss from Magnum PI. Yeah, I don't know what's down there yet. Also, there's just sort of this. I don't know if this is going to be like a stairwell or what.
It's the crawl space.
See, you've come around to transom, you've come around to crawl space. It's
No.
it's a real character arc.
This is
If this is what Palms Ahoy can do,
Negative
who
one.
knows what kind of magic whatever we end up doing next could do.
Better not have a transom in it.
I don't think it will. No.
Oh yeah.
That's the rare hanging kelp. You've, of
Yeah,
course, seen the waxy
there's the-
cactus. No, and I just picked up some cactus from the cactus farm right now.
I see.
Turn around. Look up.
That exists.
Yeah. If you check this barrel, we got 17 already. And I just composted a whole bunch.
Oh boy. Oh, this has gotta be.
Nope, because that would just go to Everclip.
I see.
That painting is specifically there to cover up the wall of Everclip. Those are left berries. They only grow left.
Yeah.
And this is the this is the Ohio creeper. It's like the Virginia creeper, but it's
From Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Adios, Mr. Bond. James Bond movies are there speedboats in?
Most of them, I'd say.
Probably most of them, yes.
I think I've discovered the only, well, I say that, I've discovered the only scenario in which building with concrete powder is not the worst possible way to use your concrete. And it is exclusively good for building submarines. If you are building the lower hull of a Soviet nuclear submarine, you're golden. Any other scenario, you're going to have to spend 20 minutes making it into concrete. And that's with the recipe that I have on the server where I can just craft it into concrete with a water bucket. It's just, there are some design flaws in my mind that it's just, I hate using concrete. It's the worst. I also hate kelp. If you can't tell this, I think this may be worse than the concrete, is the kelp. I can't stand it. It should break when something goes in it, like grass, like tall grass on the surface. I shouldn't have to punch it. Like seagrass, even. Like I can put this in seagrass and it goes, and now I have one piece of concrete in my inventory that's not going to stack with anything else. But yeah, I can't stand it. It's the worst. I hate it, and it's awful. It looks great. It looks great. The oceans used to look terrible, but I hate it. I don't want to be around it, and I don't want it to be around me. And I'd like it to go away. All right, so let me show you around some of the things in a little more detail that I've been working on here. So I made these boats. I really like these boats. Did I break my elytra texture? I think I did. But yeah, I made these sailboats. You got the little outboard motor or whatever the hell that is. It's I don't know why a sailboat needs an outboard motor, but ask the people who made the reference picture that I stole these off of. But I built these little boats. I made this yacht. over here. I don't know if I've actually been over to the yacht, but here it is. It's got this little thing here. It's got a below deck. I didn't put anything in the below deck, but it seemed like it should have one. It's got these barrels you can sit on, and you can go down here, and there's I don't know. I don't know boat parts. I just looked at pictures of boats and then stuck things together until they went. So there's all that. There's a school of fish for some reason. Some windows. No, portholes. They're portholes on a boat. I got the speedboat. I think you've seen the speedboat. This looked better when I built it in creative, but I had to make some changes. Nope. I had to make some changes because otherwise mobs would spawn on it. So these lamps weren't originally here, and I think, yeah, these sea lanterns under the trapdoors weren't originally here. But it's okay. It's all right. If we were in 118 and we had, what's the word I'm looking for? The higher spawn limits for light levels, then we'd be in a bit better shape. But I sort of had to spam lights all over these things to get them to work. So there's that. And then it may surprise you to learn that this clip and the clip at the very beginning were taken almost a year apart. No, that's not right. 8 months, maybe like 8 months. I took a break to work on the Datapack for the next version, and when I said the Datapack has exceeded the original scope by a wide margin, I was making a bit of an understatement, which you'll see in the next season. But I got all these buildings. I got Big Joe's Crab Shack, which is legally distinct from Joe's Crab Shack, the actual real chain restaurant that you can go to. There's Big Joe. There's no crab. You cannot get crab at Big Joe's Crab Shack. You can't get any food of any kind, actually. This is just a building. Bakery. I think you saw me build the bakery. I don't think you've seen the interior in any detail, but here it is. There's a lever back here you can pull, and it makes wheat. There's a wheat maker down there because I can auto dispense seeds with the way the server's set up. Barbershop? I don't know. At some point, I say this like it was recently. At the beginning of 2020, before the world went to hell, I did visit Disney World. Disney World? Yeah, that's the one in Florida. I visited Disney World, and I sort of took note of all of the weird buildings they have around there. Like, they just have a barbershop. I don't know why you need a barbershop at a theme park, but they had a barbershop, they had a vet. It was like a self-contained nation, and so I just started stealing some of those ideas and just putting them in Palms Ahoy. We could hole up here in a siege for years and never have to leave because we've got all the amenities we could possibly ask for. You're just gonna stay there. I've let you free 5 times now. You're staying there. These are the offices. I made some offices. This is Zacticon's office. He hasn't decorated it yet because I haven't told him to. Here's mine. I got my saw. I got my cactus. I got my view of the botanical gardens. How in the world? What is happening? I don't even know how I would get up there. Ender pearls? Ender pearls. Got Zacticon said he wanted a wax museum. And he's probably not even going to remember that he said that, but this is going to be a wax museum. I don't know how it's going to work. All right, let's get to the bottom of this. Oh, are you down now? Did you get yourself down? How did you get up? Oh, yeah, okay. No, I see what happened. That makes sense. I actually put some backs on these buildings to varying degrees of detail. This one I just put vines on and some plants because, I don't want to make a back to a building that you can barely see the back of this from over here, I think. Yeah, like from here you can sort of see the back. It looks okay. It's not like that one where you get a bit of a better view. I can live with that just sort of looking like that. It has a back wall. I'm going to say that for myself. I've seen people that have forgotten to even put back walls on things. I'm not going to name names, but it happens. So, Dark Llama doesn't have a roof on his building, so I think I'm doing pretty good. I've got walls and roofs on everything. I think, right? Does this have? Yes, that has a roof. I had this idea. So I really like the tiki mask for Bombs Ahoy over at Spawn, and I wanted to put one of those here. And while I was making it, I decided, what if this is like a satellite office for Bombs Ahoy, except not even that. It's you can book a factory tour for where we make the product at Bombs Ahoy, which is inside the volcano. And so I've got Billender running the counter and some smoke that goes up into the void and a picture of a volcano that will not look like that to anyone else because all of my paintings are taken from a really old texture pack that is no longer maintained. And that's the gist of it, I think. Yeah. I don't know what this is. I put this up. I wanted to sort of close in this alleyway a little. These are some more restrooms, a little bigger than the other ones. We've got actually 3 stalls in here instead of just 2. Still 2 sinks, so you're just gonna have to wait. I don't know what this is. It's a very small building. It doesn't have a ceiling, but that's different. That's an interior problem, not an exterior problem. I'm not so worried about that. I got this rock garden by the spa. I got this moss thing. I googled Zen garden, and there one came up that had just this moss thing, so I put in this moss thing. What else is new? Clock tower. I got a clock tower because I designed a clock at some point, and I really liked how the clock looked, so I kind of wanted to have that here. And the hands actually move. It's not going to right now because it's dark and the daylight detector doesn't work, but the hands do move. Rest assured. Because they're trapdoors. There's a redstone circuit. Can we get up there? Hang on. I've been working in creative mode on the Datapack for a while, so I'm not really used to moving around in survival. Yeah, so there's a bell here that goes off at some point, and then there's just sort of it's hard to see, but there's redstone in there. Rest assured. Let me down there. You can sort of see the copper in there, and that's actually all oxidized. It wasn't when I built it, which is cool. I like being able to see the passage of time in builds. I think that's neat. I like that you can wax it though, because it would bug the hell out of me if I was forced to experience the passage of time. That I made the lighthouse a little bigger, just a little down at the base. I gave this guy a little extra room because he wasn't sleeping because his workstation was in the way because it was too small down here. But now I moved the door over. I could put the workstation there. He's got his bed. All good. And then I can buy a whole bunch of maps from him and put them up around Palms Ahoy because that's been a sticking point. I don't like the vanilla map recipe. I think having to use 4 iron and a piece of redstone every time you want one map is silly. So I say that like I don't have the power to change it, but I put a moratorium on updating this version of the Datapack, so I can't change it on this server. I mean, I still could. I could violate the moratorium, but what would that make me? Some sort of liar? I would never do that. Oh, you know what? I wonder. How's the space in here? I wanted a building. Oh yeah, no, this is perfect. I wanted Disney jail. If we have an unruly guest at Palms Ahoy, we can lock them up in Disney jail. Oh yeah, no, right here. We put the partition right here. We have some bars. Oh man, I'm on a roll. I'm gonna do this right now. Hang on. Yeah, that's good. I like that. We can put a door here. Iron door. Iron door? I don't carry around iron doors, do I? Okay. Let's just run all the way back now. Oh wait, this is why I put this in. Ha! Yeah, there's really no good way to have doors in an iron bar set up like this. Actually, so that's because if I pull this back, so if you do this, right, the iron bars connect, and then if you pull that back, it basically makes a door. If you pull that back with a piston. So I could do this, right? I spent one season of Brennyn Sabar that did not last long enough to make it to air, experimenting with a prison cell system that had it was iron bars, and then there was an elder guardian trapped upstairs. So you would put people in the prison cell and then close it, and then they couldn't dig their way out because of the elder guardian. And I had this system I was working on that the whole thing was basically a series of piston tapes and cobblestone generators. I'm gesticulating as though you can see it. But it was this like series of piston tapes and stone generators, and if you tried to mine the stone and managed to under the effects of the Elder Guardian, it would just push more stone in. It was incredibly overcomplicated and didn't quite work, but the idea was sound. And then, of course, the twist was the whole thing was on an island in the sky, so if you did manage to bust out, you'd just fall to your death and respawn in your prison cell. And by that point, it would have been sealed back up by the cobblestone generator. But that never came to fruition for some reason. So... But what I learned was you can do that, and it'll... Yeah, see, but there's that, right? I need to have somewhere to pull the pistons to. Unless I just had... Unless I just did... Because these look like bars, kind of. Sort of, right? Like, that's a door. Maybe. I could see that being a door with bars on it. He said very defensively. Now, of course... Never mind. That idea might not work. Let's just do the door. Let's just have a... I feel like you could squeeze through that, right? This is the secret to detailing, is you just stick things on things until you can convince yourself it's something. Just, I don't know what that is, but it's a fish. It is a leaping fish. It's a fish leaping out of the water. And then that hides those pistons, which I broke. It does not hide the redstone at all. Well, actually, we could do one of these, and I have a redstone torch on me. We could do that, right? Yes, okay. That does not power the piston in any way that concerns me. And we can also do... I don't know why I put this here. I don't know why I did it again. And we just do one of those and one of these, and we can put this lever here, so it's a little further away from the bars, and then we pull that and that closes. There we go, Disney Jail. All of our unruly patrons can go here, and I'm sure there are some villagers that would be prime candidates. I put my stonecutter in the submarine that I forgot to even go over to show. I go to put a guy in the reception for Disney Jail. And honest to God, first thing I get at the very last thing at the very end. That's as cheap as it can be, too. That's what really hurts. First guy I put in when I no longer need it. So this is how you get to Palms Ahoy. I know it looks kind of like a whale, but that's just sort of what submarines look like. This is the Soviet nuclear submarine I referred to. It's the only way to get to Palms Ahoy. It's... What is this? Is this a Charlie class or something? It's got a name. It's got a real name, but it's in Russian. And I don't speak Russian. God, in the time since I started this episode, it has become way less funny to joke about the Russians. So that's great. I keep bumping my microphone too because all of everything's out of whack. I moved like one thing slightly to the left in my office, and now I'm all out of whack. So that's the submarine. There's an inside, but we won't see it until the grand opening because this is how people are going to get to Palms Ahoy. I might have to put a portal in there somehow to get people through. I don't know how that's going to work. Every time I hear one of these llamas, these are all old trader llamas that have just decided to stick around. Every time I hear one, I think there's another wandering trader showing up, and that's just, I should know better. But these are our receptionists, apparently. Which about tracks with our overall production value here at Palms Ahoy. Well, I think that is going to be it for now. I've made Disney Jail. That was sort of the sticking point I had of what the hell do I do with this one random building, and it's Disney Jail. I don't have anything in the clock tower either, but it's a clock tower. I'll probably just put some brochures or something. That always bugs me. I don't know why the fog bobs with the view bobbing. I like having the view bobbing because it looks like I'm roller skating if I have it off, but I don't like that the fog wobbles. That's just sort of obnoxious. I feel like that should be just fixed to your character instead of... Yeah, that's someone else's problem, I guess. But yeah, I think I'm going to add some activities to Palms Ahoy, some merchandise, and a couple of just random buildings, and we're going to be ready to open, I guess. That's weird to say. I've been saying Palms Ahoy is close to the finish line for a while now. I should probably also get rid of some of the entities around here because it's just the worst. But yeah, I've been saying it for a while, but it's sort of weird to look at it and go, you know, what else can I do here? I can throw in a couple random buildings and Disney Jail, and I guess I'm just sort of done. So yeah, Palms Ahoy. Hell of a thing. I gotta fill in that, and I gotta put something in there, and I should maybe stock the pretzel cart. I need to address this too, just because I'm sure I already have, but I need to get it like bona fide. This is supposed to be spelled like that. I did that on purpose. This guy can't spell. And yeah, I think that's sort of all I got there. That's Palms Ahoy.
Just yesterday, right? We were dumping the barrels in the usual spot, you know. Gotta poke holes in them so they'll sink, right? And they'd piled up because we dumped so many. And I got the most brilliant idea. That's an entirely new island in the making out there. We got to get on that. Sprinkle some sand over it. Of course, we're going to need a few thousand more barrels, right? Make it substantial enough to put a hot dog stand on at least. I think we're onto something.
Now, I'm sorry, when you say barrels, which barrels? What are in these barrels?
Now, come on. Now with the cameras on. Come on.
Oh, this is where you draw the
kidding?
line? When you were informed of the content of this meeting, did you not feel it prudent to perhaps reschedule the camera crew?
I thought it would make all of us here think a little bit about what we're going to say.
So far, you are the only one who has needed to think about what he's going to say, and thus far you have not demonstrated that capacity.